Hello and welcome to WayPay. In this short little video, we're just going to show you the different types of transactions that our WayPay Enterprise program has. So we're just going to click on the transaction button here. We could, of course, search through tickets. We could look at any of our business tickets, retail tickets, or internal tickets. So we separate the managed commercial industrial transactions from your walk-in peddler retail POS type transactions. Let's go to business. So here you can see we can start an inbound transaction. We could start an outbound transaction. We can start a transfer ticket between your locations. So if you're shipping product from one location to another, you can start a transfer ticket. You can also do a inbound point of sale ticket. What this means is that you're going to have inbound product, increasing inventory, but you're building invoicing. You're going to invoice. This would be more for your zero cost products or your waste products. So inbound, this typically ends in an AP where you're going to pay your supplier vendor. This typically results in an invoice where you're going to charge your customers. This has no billing between yards if you're doing an inter-transfer. We also allow for inter-transfer, meaning that you can have bills between locations. And then once again, this is an inbound product such as waste or any other type of product that's coming in, but you're going to charge for the receiving of that product. So that's just real quick. Let's go back. We can go to retail. You can see retail is the same way. I can have a supplier ticket, a customer ticket, or I can do a waste management ticket. And we can go to internal. And when you go to internal, we have different kinds of tickets. These tickets are pile-to-pile regrade. What that means is that we're going to move inventory from product A to product B, or from product A and B to product C and D. So it's a one-to-many, many-to-one, whatever you want, and it is primarily tracking the weights. We can start a what we call a package ticket. This would be where you're shipping or building inventory barcoded packaging, or you can go to production movements. Now a production movement is quite a bit different from a pile to pile, and that is it is moving inventory, and you have inputs and outputs, but you also are calculating the waste and you're calculating the cost. So that way you can manipulate the cost of certain products that you bought and how you move them into a production movement. So we also offer templates so that you can have very quick production type movement. So this would be if you were torching, shredding, whatever kind of manipulation you're doing with your inventory to prepare it for your sales, this would be a production movement. This would be more pile to pile. If I was going to move so much, maybe go to my steel pile, and then I was going to relocate some batteries or some other product that I found inside that pile, I would do a pile to pile regrade. So quite a few different transaction types, which is what you get when you have a mature software solution. Now, keep in mind that our solution does have full logistics built into it, so you can have your active dispatch board, you can have your schedule board, so you can schedule your third-party haulers, you have freight quoting that's built into this, a container management system, so you know what kind of containers you have on hand and where your containers are located, etc. You can also track your assets, vehicles, and your trucks, and how those trucks are associated to your containers. So full system there. When we go to financials, you can see that we have a billing system, a payment system, a check writing solution, and a full cash drawer management solution built right into the system. So pretty easy. We do contracts as well. So contracts could be known as a purchase order, sales order, a purchase agreement, sales agreement, or just a contract as we call them. Typically contracts are more recurring, where POs and SOs may just be a one-time event, but you can create a contract, you can go look at your purchase, you can go look at your sales, and we also have what we call hauler contracts, and so that is for your carriers and your truck driver, third-party drivers, and then of course you can build quotes in our system as well. So quite a bit of information across the board. Now when we get into the price board system, we have a very complete pricing system. It's what's known as a multi-tier cross-reference price board system. So the ability to create boards in advance, the ability to update an existing board, change rejected pricing if you have a commercial team, Supplier-specific formula pricing, so you can manage those on a mass price update. Tier pricing, this would be weight-based tiers. You can have mass price updates to your tiers. And then, of course, your historical reporting and your price board histories. So it's a rather complete pricing engine that was built to allow you to manage your channels and your sub-channels. So if I go back out of there, we can go over to inventory, where we can see that we have a real-time inventory positioning. You have real-time inventory movement. On the movements, as we covered a little bit before, pile-to-pile regrades, production movements, but you also have miscellaneous adjustments that you might need to make to increase or decrease both inventory or cost quantities, cycle counts, physical counts, and then again, you can manage those templates for pile-to-pile or for those production movements. So that's just kind of under there. Under inventory positioning, you can see here how we have a real-time inventory positioning that allows us to see at the group level or the individual commodity level how many purchases, how many regrades, how many productions, how many transfers, how many adjustments, or how many sales have happened with a certain date range. What was your starting quantity? What was your ending quantities? And so this gives us the ability to drill into the group. And so we can see here that as an aluminum group, we could see any transactions that happened. Our database is holding 154 transactions, which calculate for 792,000 pounds, of which we've paid $801,000 for at an average of 101 for those 154 transactions. So again, in the date range that I just pulled, there were no purchases, there were no regrade sales in this product. We also get into historical details as well. So a very complete inventory system. So if we go back to our touch menu, you can see here that we can get into even get into workflows, etc. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and remember, WayPay, so advanced, it's simple.